Welcome to Seeking God with Leah Klein, Health and Wholeness Coach. And today, my question for you is: are you anxious about tomorrow? Continuing in our passage from last week, we have Matthew 6:34. Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. Our passage is wrapping up with do not be anxious for tomorrow. Isn't that what, all of our anxieties boil down to? Is we're anxious about tomorrow. We don't know what will happen from one day to the next. We make plans, but we never know when God's got other ideas and things aren't going to go the way we were planning. And because it always goes the way He plans it. And frequently not the way we plan it. But at the same time, how many times have you been worried about something in the future, and then nothing ended up coming of it? There wasn't, a disaster did not strike. The world did not come to an end. And you expended a lot of energy thinking about it, worrying about what would happen, and didn't actually accomplish anything. I've been there. We all have been there. We wouldn't need passages like this in the Bible if we never worried. It's obviously part of our human nature that we don't like not being able to control things. We don't like not knowing. And anytime that we're reminded of the fact that we don't have control and we're not in charge, we rebel against it and try doing things like worrying that don't actually accomplish anything. And just to have this little feeling that we actually had some control of the situation. And the real reason, for, not being anxious about tomorrow is because God already is taking care of it. There is nothing about your tomorrows that can ever surprise God. God operates in perfect timing on His schedule, and definitely not ours. And we can trust that He knows what is the best timing for us. And while that's frustrating and we want things to go faster, lots of times they don't. And probably because we're not ready for it. And we don't know that. We don't know that we're not ready for it. And God always does everything in perfect timing, including sending His Son in the fullness of time. He knew the right moment. I was just talking about this recently in Bible study, that He knew strategically the exact right moment to send His Son to be able to disperse the message. He had used, the Roman Empire for His own ends. He used them to create stability in an area that had been racked with war and turbulence of all sorts. He used as a stabilizing influence and a uniting influence. The Greek language was common, and even with people that wasn't their native language, they learned Greek because that was what they were using with Rome. And then you have, of course, roads and being able to travel distances, which was not common before that. And all these little pieces that God worked out to create the exact right time for his son to be born. And if he can do that for the birth of his son, what can he do in your life? What kind of magic, for lack of a better word, could he be working behind the scenes in the timing and everything else of what's going on that you just don't know about yet? So, some food for thought for Christmas. I encourage you, ask God to show you where he has already taken care of your needs. Because he has. We all have examples that we can come up with from our past to show that he is trustworthy for our future. And spend some time one-on-one with God. It is an excellent time of year to stop the craziness, stop putting one more thing on our list of things to do, and actually spend some time with God, remembering why we celebrate. So I wanted to wrap us up with a Charis chorus. And if you know it, feel free to sing it along. Otherwise, feel free to just listen. I cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I just cast all my cares upon you. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will see you next week.